Jewish students, and I quote, "Never forget October 7th. It will not happen, it will happen, not one more time, not 5 more times, not 10, not 100, not 1,000, but 10,000 times. The 7th of October is going to be every day for you." The 7th of October, this is to Jewish students, is going to be every day for you, end quote. I guess my question is, Ms. Pacheco, and for anybody else on the panel too, shouldn't we be deporting these students? If we have undocumented students who are here unlawfully in the country who are violating the law, let's just be clear here now, this is a violation of the law, and if they're also deliberately inciting persecution of a person on account of their race, which surely calling for the murder of Jews does that, shouldn't we be deporting them?
Hello, Patriots. Welcome back to Conservative Mandate, where we stand for faith, freedom, and the values that built this great nation. Today, we're exposing the shocking events happening on our college campuses. Yes, our campuses where radical protesters are openly attacking America and threatening Jewish students, all while living here illegally or on student visas. This is a direct assault on our country's laws, values, and traditions, and we're not going to stand for it. Before we dive in, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you never miss out on our fight to defend America. And stay tuned until the very end, because we'll break down exactly what needs to be done to stop this madness and restore order. Let's make our voices heard together. Now, let's get to the facts. Senator Josh Hawley recently grilled a witness from an organization called Dream.us, which provides scholarships to undocumented students. These students are supposed to be here to study and contribute to society. But instead, some are participating in illegal campus encampments, promoting violence, and even calling for the murder of Jewish students. Can you believe that? Undocumented individuals using our resources to incite chaos.
Thank you, Senator Hawley.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Thanks to all of the witnesses for being here. Ms. Pacheco, if I could just start with you. Your organization, the Dream.us, you provide support for undocumented young people for college and career success. Is that broadly right? Am I getting it right?
That's correct.
And among the things you do is you provide scholarships to these undocumented students. Have I got that correct?
That's right.
And so college scholarships, just to be clear.
Correct.
Okay, gotcha. Can you tell me, maybe you know the answer to this, maybe you don't, any of the students, do you know if any of the students to whom your organization has provided a college scholarship are currently part of the encampments on any of these college campuses, like the picture you see behind me? I'm sure we've all seen these videos.
No, Senator.
Nobody to whom you provide scholarships are part of the encampments?
I do not know.
You don't know. What about, do you know if any of the students to whom you provided scholarships have physically threatened Jewish students on campus?
I do not know.
Here's why I'm asking. NBC News just reported, and I'm just going to quote now from the article, quote, this is Columbia University, a Columbia undergraduate who provided only her initials because she is an undocumented immigrant and fears deportation, said last week she spent hours a day in the encampment. This would be the illegal encampment that's in violation of the law as well as campus policy. Spent hours a day in the encampment, I'm quoting still now, before university officials threatened to suspend those students. The article goes on, she joined, this student, joined a supplies platoon. That's a subgroup formed by pro-Palestinian campus organizers, end quote. Let me just review some of the things that these students, these in the encampments that is, are saying. And of course, we often don't know who these students are. They're concealing their identities. This is, I'm going to read to you now, and I just warn folks, this is not pleasant stuff, but these are the facts, and we have to tell the truth. This is just from last night at George Washington University. That's here in this town. They projected, the students in the encampment there projected onto various buildings images of the United States flag being burned with the graphics, "Gaza lights the spark that will set the empire ablaze." They projected the following: long live the student intifada. Down with the settler state. That would be the state of Israel, I suppose. Glory to the martyrs of Palestine. It's a jihadist slogan. Stained with the blood of 44,000 Palestinians. That's last night at GW. Also at GW, they're now calling for beheading, the student encampment, beheading beheading of individuals who support the state of Israel, including holding a people's tribunal where they're putting on trial, quote unquote, various members of their own board of trustees and calling for a guillotine. Here's Columbia University students on April the 20th, 2024. This is all public record. I'm reading this now. This is on, I guess it's X. Columbia University students yelling at Jewish students, and I quote, "Never forget October 7th. It will not happen, it will happen, not one more time, not 5 more times, not 10, not 100, not 1,000, but 10,000 times. The 7th of October is going to be every day for you." The 7th of October, this is to Jewish students, is going to be every day for you, end quote. I guess my question is, Ms. Pacheco, and for anybody else on the panel too, shouldn't we be deporting these students? If we have undocumented students who are here unlawfully in the country who are violating the law, let's just be clear here now, this is a violation of the law, and if they're also deliberately inciting persecution of a person on account of their race, which surely calling for the murder of Jews does that, shouldn't we be deporting them? Does anybody think we shouldn't be? Shouldn't we be deporting these students who are here unlawfully? Ms. Pacheco?
Senator, we expect a lot from our scholars, and the scholars and the students that I know love this country, respect this country, and want to and enrich not only the campuses, but also this country.
That's fantastic. And I hope and bet that none of the people that you sponsor are part of this. And I certainly hope that's the case. But I just wondered, is there anybody on the panel who thinks that we should not deport students who are here unlawfully, who are engaging in this activity, who are calling for the death of Jewish students, who are violating the laws of the United States? I mean, shouldn't we be deporting these people? Does anybody want to defend it and say, no, we shouldn't? They should absolutely be here. I think it's indefensible. The record reflects there's total silence from the panel. You know, I also think we ought to cancel the student visas, and I've called for this. For those who are here from other countries with a visa, I think if they're part of this, we ought to be canceling their visas. We ought to send a clear message. Actually, Ms. Pacheco, I think it was you in your opening statement put it really beautifully about how part of what we're talking here today represents the character of the country. I think that's very appropriate. And we need to send a message about this activity, not just about the trespassing and the destruction of buildings. That's bad, that's unlawful. But the threats of violence, and in some cases the outright acts of violence against Jewish students, we should send a moral message that if you do that and you are here unlawfully, you should be deported. If you are here on a student visa, you ought to have your visa canceled. This is the United States of America, and we are not going to stand for it. And I would just hope we could speak with one moral voice on this issue. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Senator Whitehouse.
Thank you, Chairman.
Chaos. At George Washington University, radicals projected horrifying images onto buildings, including a burning American flag with messages like, "Gaza lights the spark that will set the empire ablaze." They called for beheading supporters of Israel and held mock tribunals targeting board members. This isn't just free speech, folks. This is pure hatred, lawlessness, and a direct threat to the safety of Jewish students and anyone who dares to stand with Israel. Over at Columbia University, it's just as bad. Protesters shouted at Jewish students, saying October 7th, a day of horrific terror attacks, will happen again and again, 10,000 times. This is open incitement to violence, and these radical students are not even hiding their goals. It's disgusting, it's dangerous, and it's un-American. Here's the hard truth. If you're in this country illegally or on a student visa, you don't have the right to incite violence, break the law, and threaten others. Senator Hawley is absolutely correct. These individuals need to be deported immediately. And if you're here on a visa, it should be revoked. America is a land of laws, not chaos. This isn't just about enforcing immigration laws. It's about defending the soul of our nation. We must send a message loud and clear. If you promote hate, violence, and lawlessness, you're not welcome here. This is the United States of America, and we will not stand by while radicals try to destroy everything we hold dear. So, patriots, it's time to act. Call your representatives. Demand that our immigration laws are enforced and that student visas for these agitators are canceled. Share this video with everyone who needs to hear the truth. Together, we can make a difference and protect the freedoms that make America great. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment below. Let us know. Do you agree with Senator Hawley that these students should be deported? Let your voice be heard because this fight is far from over. Stay strong, stay vigilant, and let's keep fighting for our country.